Two women, one path, and a journey neither expected to share. The rain-slick streets of Seattle gleamed under sodium lamps like veins of forgotten mercury, and Alex Harper slammed her truck door with a thud that echoed her fracturing heart. 30 years old, camera slung over her shoulder like a lifeline, she was a freelance photographer who chased light through the city's underbelly. Gritty protests, shadowed alleys, the raw pulse of lives unraveling. But tonight, the light she hunted was her own, flickering out. Her phone buzzed in her pocket. A text from her editor. Deadline tomorrow. Make it bleed. She ignored it, boots splashing through puddles that mirrored the storm clouds overhead. The hook came sharp, unbidden. Her ex, Mia, gone 3 months now, cancer's cruel thief, leaving behind a half-packed suitcase and a note that read, "Find your wild again, Alex. Don't let the dark win." But the dark was winning. Alex's breath hitched, a ragged sigh escaping as she ducked into the Rusty Anchor, a dive bar on Pike Street where the air hung thick with stale beer and the low hum of jukebox blues. She ordered a whiskey neat, the burn sliding down her throat like liquid regret, and slumped onto a stool. That's when she saw her, Jordan Ellis, 35, high school English teacher from the suburbs, nursing a gin and tonic at the end of the scarred oak bar. Jordan's auburn hair caught the dim neon glow, her tailored blouse slightly unbuttoned, revealing the elegant line of her collarbone. She looked like she belonged in a bookstore cafe. Not here, but her eyes, hazel stormy, betrayed the same hollow ache Alex felt. Their gazes locked across the haze of cigarette smoke someone had smuggled in despite the signs. Jordan's lips parted, a soft exhale like wind through leaves. What the hell am I doing here? Jordan thought, fingers tracing the rim of her glass, the cool condensation grounding her. She'd driven into the city on autopilot after another parent-teacher conference where smiles masked pity. "How's the divorce treating you, Miss Ellis?" 6 months since her wife of 8 years, Sarah, walked out for a younger man, citing irreconcilable silences. Jordan taught Austen and Whitman to kids who barely listened, quoting lines about paths untaken while her own life forked into dead ends. Tonight the silence roared. Alex slid off her stool, heart pounding like distant thunder. "Rough night," she said, voice gravelly from disuse, sliding onto the stool beside Jordan. Up close, Jordan smelled of lavender soap and rain-damp wool, a scent that tugged at something buried in Alex's chest. Jordan's laugh was brittle like cracking ice. "You could say that. You look like you've been wrestling ghosts." Her eyes flicked to the camera then back, curious, guarded. "Every damn day," Alex replied, signaling the bartender for another round. Their fingers brushed as she passed the glass, electric, accidental, but neither pulled away. The jukebox kicked into a slow Tom Waits tune, gravel voice crooning about lost love and rainy streets, and the bar's murmur faded to a hush around them. Alex felt the pull, magnetic, terrifying. Just talk, she told herself. Don't run. They talked. Words spilled like the whiskey. Alex's nomadic childhood in rural Montana, snapping photos of eagles against bruised skies. Jordan's buttoned-up Seattle upbringing, devouring novels under covers to escape her parents' endless arguments. Laughter bubbled up, tentative at first, then freer, warming the chill between them. But the hook twisted deeper when Jordan confessed, voice dropping to a whisper over the clink of glasses. "I came here to forget. Sarah, she left me for him. Said I was too predictable. Like our life was a syllabus she outgrew." Her fingers tightened on the stem, knuckles white, a tremor in her breath that made Alex's chest ache. Alex leaned in, the scent of Jordan's hair mingling with the bar's faint tobacco tang. Predictable's not a curse. It's safe. But safe can suffocate. She paused, the weight of Mia's note pressing like a stone. My girl Mia, she died. Left me chasing shadows. Tonight I just needed air. The admission hung there, raw, exposed, the air between them thickening with shared grief. Jordan's hand found Alex's across the bar top, palm warm, steady. A lifeline in the storm. By closing time, the rain had eased to a drizzle, streetlights haloing puddles like fallen stars. They stepped out together, shoulders brushing, the city's hum a distant lullaby. Walk with me. Jordan asked, voice soft, vulnerable, her breath visible in the cool night air. Alex nodded, heart slamming against her ribs. They wandered Pike Place Market's empty stalls, the ghost of fishmongers' calls lingering in the salt air, fingers grazing as they shared stories of first heartbreaks. Alex's high school fumblings behind the bleachers, Jordan's college poetry slams where she'd read sonnets to masked crushes. At the waterfront, overlooking Elliott Bay's black waters lapping against piers, they stopped. The ferry horn wailed low, mournful, and Jordan turned, her face illuminated by a distant ship's light. Eyes shimmering, not from tears but something fiercer. "This feels reckless," she murmured, stepping closer, the space between them shrinking to inches. Alex's pulse thundered, the scent of sea salt and Jordan's lavender wrapping around her like a promise. "Reckless is what we need," Alex whispered back, her hand cupping Jordan's cheek, thumb tracing the soft curve of her jaw. Their lips met, slow, tentative, then deepening with the hunger of dammed rivers breaking free. Jordan's sigh melted into the kiss, hands fisting in Alex's jacket, pulling her closer as waves crashed below, mirroring the surge in their veins. It was fire and rain, grief and grace, two women colliding on a path neither had mapped. But as they broke apart, breathless, foreheads pressed together, the conflict sharpened like a blade. Alex's nomadic soul, always one shutter click from flight, Jordan's rooted life, tethered to lesson plans and suburban expectations. "This can't last," the whisper nagged. Yet in that moment, under the Seattle sky streaked with fading clouds, they chose the path anyway. Together, terrified, alive. The journey had just begun, fraught with shadows they couldn't outrun. But for the first time in months, the dark felt shared, survivable. Dawn crept in as they parted at Jordan's car, a stolen kiss lingering on swollen lips. "Coffee tomorrow?" Jordan asked, voice husky, eyes alight with possibility. Alex grinned, the first real one in weeks, camera bumping against her hip. "Make it a hike. Olympic Peninsula. There's a trail Mia's favorite. Wild enough to scare the ghosts away." Jordan nodded, heart swelling, the taste of Alex still on her tongue like forbidden fruit. As she drove home, wipers swishing rhythmically, the radio crooned an old Indigo Girls track, "Closer to Fine," and she laughed through sudden tears, the road ahead curving into unknown light. Little did they know the path would demand everything. Secrets unearthed, families fractured, a storm that would test if love could bridge chasms wider than the bay. But oh, what a beginning, two women, one reckless step at a time. The Olympic Peninsula trailhead loomed like a green cathedral at first light, ferns unfurling like secrets in the mist-shrouded dawn. Alex arrived early, truck idling with the low rumble of her old Ford, steam rising from the thermos of black coffee on the dash. She fiddled with her camera strap, lens cap clicking like nervous Morse code, the scent of damp earth and pine seeping through the cracked window. What am I doing? 30, untethered, she'd hiked this path 100 times with Mia. Her wild girl, all laughter and wildflowers tucked in braids. Now inviting a stranger? Jordan, with her teacher-poised grace, felt like sunlight piercing storm clouds, but trust was a bruise Alex still nursed. Headlights sliced the fog, and there she was, Jordan's Prius purring to a stop, her emerging like a vision in hiking boots that looked barely broken in. Khakis rolled at the ankles, a light backpack slung over one shoulder. No makeup, hair in a loose ponytail that swayed with her steps. She waved with a shy smile that hit Alex square in the gut. "Morning," Jordan called, voice carrying soft over the gravel crunch, breath puffing white in the chill. Up close, in daylight, her hazel eyes sparkled with that mix of nerves and fire, freckles dusting her nose like cinnamon. "Morning," Alex echoed, hopping down, handing over the thermos. Their fingers brushed, intentional this time. And Jordan's inhale was audible, a soft hitch that sent warmth pooling in Alex's core. They sipped coffee in companionable silence first, backs against the truck's warm hood, the forest awakening around them. Ravens cawing harsh warnings, leaves rustling like whispers. "This trail's 5 miles up to Solduc Falls," Alex said finally, slinging her pack. "Steep in spots. You game?" Jordan's grin was electric, chasing away the last shadows of doubt. Lead on, photographer. Show me your wild. They set off, boots sinking in uneven rhythm on the root-tangled path. The air crisp with moss and mineral tang. Conversation flowed easier in motion, Jordan recounting a disastrous school play where Romeo and Juliet ended in food fight chaos, her laughter bubbling like the nearby creek. Alex sharing shots from her last gig, capturing drag queens mid-strut at a pride rally, the flash of sequins against night. Half a mile in, the trail narrowed, forcing them shoulder to shoulder. Jordan's arm grazed Alex's, sending sparks up her spine, and she caught the faint scent of Jordan's shampoo, citrus, clean, intoxicating. Tell me about her, Jordan said quietly, eyes on the dappled ground, voice threaded with care. Mia. If it's not too soon. Alex's step faltered, a twig snapping underfoot like a bone. She exhaled slow, the words heavy as river stones. She was everything chaotic. Graphic designer, always sketching on napkins, dragging me to midnight markets for street tacos. Diagnosed last winter, pancreatic, aggressive. Fought like hell, but... A pause, the waterfall's distant roar filling the gap. Last hike here she made me promise. No more hiding. Live loud. Her voice cracked on the last, and Jordan stopped, turning, hand gentle on Alex's arm. I'm sorry, Jordan whispered, thumb stroking soothing circles, the touch grounding alive. Their eyes met, grief mirroring back, and before Alex could retreat, Jordan pulled her into a hug, fierce, enveloping, Jordan's heartbeat thumping steady against her chest. Alex clung back, face buried in the crook of Jordan's neck, inhaling that citrus lifeline, tears hot and silent. The forest held its breath, wind sighing through cedars like a bomb. They broke apart, flushed, Jordan wiping Alex's cheek with her sleeve, a tender gesture that twisted something deep. Thank you, Alex murmured, voice rough. For asking. For this. She gestured vaguely, encompassing the path, the moment. Jordan's smile was soft, knowing. Paths like this, they're for sharing burdens. Makes them lighter. The incline steepened, lungs burning with effort, sweat beading cool on skin. They crested a ridge where the canopy parted, sunlight spearing down in golden shafts, illuminating a meadow carpeted in wild trillium. Alex dropped her pack, camera in hand. Here. Pose for me. Jordan laughed, protesting, but complied. Leaning against a sun-warmed boulder, hair tousled by breeze, expression shifting from playful to pensive as Alex clicked away. Through the lens, Jordan was poetry. Strength and vulnerability, the curve of her neck a sonnet, eyes holding storms and stars. Enough spying, Jordan teased, snatching the camera, turning it on Alex. Your turn. Click. Flash. Alex felt exposed, alive. Grinning despite herself, the shutters were a heartbeat echo. They collapsed in the grass, then, sides touching, sharing an apple from Jordan's pack, juice dripping sweet down chins. Laughter faded to quiet, and Jordan's head found Alex's shoulder, a sigh escaping like steam. This feels like a dream, she admitted, fingers tracing patterns on Alex's knee. After Sarah. I swore off detours. But you're rewriting the map. Alex's heart stuttered, the meadows hum, bees droning, leaves whispering, amplifying the intimacy. She tilted Jordan's chin up, their breaths mingling warm. Then let's detour together. The kiss ignited slow, exploratory, Jordan's lips soft and yielding, tasting of apple and morning. Hands roamed tentative. Alex's in Jordan's hair, Jordan's fisting Alex's shirt, building to a crescendo that left them gasping, foreheads pressed, the world narrowing to pulse points. But as they gathered packs to continue, a shadow crept in. Jordan's phone buzzed insistently from her bag. She glanced, face paling. My sister. Family dinner tonight. The ex might be there. Her voice dropped, laced with dread. They don't know about. Well, me. Not fully. Sarah was my shield. Alex nodded, masking her own flicker of fear. Mia's family had cut her off post-funeral, calling her the phase that killed her. The path ahead twisted steeper, mirroring the unspoken. Love's terrain was rugged, riddled with hidden drops. By the falls, mist rising like veils, they stood hand in hand, water thundering a symphony of release. We'll face it, Alex said, squeezing Jordan's fingers, the spray cool on heated skin. One bend at a time. Jordan leaned in, kissing her temple, the gesture sealing a pact. As they descended, sunlight shifting to afternoon gold, the journey felt infinite. Fraught? Yes, but laced with light they kindled together. Yet whispers of conflict stirred. How long before the world's weight pulled them apart? For now the path held, and so did they. Back in Seattle's sprawl, the afternoon sun slanted through Jordan's classroom windows like hesitant spotlights, dust motes dancing in the beams. Stacks of The Great Gatsby editions loomed on her desk, pages dog-eared at passages of doomed longing. Ironic now as she graded essays with one hand while the other toyed with her phone, thumb hovering over Alex's text. Lunch tomorrow? Your spot. A smile tugged her lips, unbidden, warmth blooming despite the knot in her gut. 35, she built walls of routine morning runs along Lake Washington, evenings with wine and lesson plans, to stave off the void Sarah left. But Alex? She was a breach, a beautiful flood. The bell rang, shrill as an alarm, and students shuffled out, backpacks thumping like heartbeats. Jordan lingered, chalk dust gritty under her nails, the faint scent of dry erase markers and adolescent sweat clinging to the air. Her sister Lila's call replayed in her mind, dinner at Mom's. Be there. And bring your A game. Dad's asking about the divorce again. Pressure mounted, familial as a vice. Expectations of remarriage, grandkids, the straight arrow path Jordan had towed her whole life. Coming out. A footnote she'd buried under marriage's facade. Sarah had been safe, a compromise, love diluted to fit the frame. Across town, Alex prowled Capitol Hill's graffiti-strewn alleys, camera hunting urban poetry. A mural of intertwined hands in rainbow hues, rain-puddled reflections of the Space Needle-piercing gray skies. The shutter clicked rhythmic, a meditation against the churn. Mia's voice echoing in her head, live loud baby. But loud meant risk, and Jordan felt like a leap. Their hike replayed in flashes. That kiss in the meadow, Jordan's moan soft against her mouth, the way her body arched, seeking. Alex's skin flushed at the memory, thighs clenching as she ducked into a coffee shop, ordering a black Americano that scalded her tongue like desire. Evening fell heavy, streetlights flickering on as Jordan pulled into her childhood driveway in Bellevue. Manicured lawns glowing under sodium haze. The house smelled of pot roast and rosemary. Mom's armor against chaos. Voices spilling from the dining room like overfilled glasses. Lila hugged her tight, perfume cloying, whispering, "You look glowy. Dating." Jordan's laugh was too quick. Work high. New unit on Queer Lit. Deflection, her old friend. At the table, Dad's eyes, stern behind bifocals, probed over mashed potatoes. Sarah's moved on, I hear. Good for her. Time you did too, Jordy. Nice guy from church. Mom cut in, plates clattering, but the seed lodged. Jordan's fork scraped china. Appetite fleeing, the room's warmth turning stifling. Sarah's ghost hovered, her leaving a public wound. You're holding me back, Jordan. Afraid to be real. And now Alex, real raw, unraveling Jordan's seams. Her phone vibrated under the table. Alex. Thinking of you. That trail? Just the start. Heat coiled low, and Jordan excused herself to the porch, cool night air kissing her flushed cheeks. She texted back. Drowning in pot roast politics. Save me? The reply pinged instant. On my way. 20 minutes. Heart racing, she slipped inside for keys, murmuring a vague headache to Lila's frown. Alex's truck idled at the curb like a getaway car, headlights cutting fog. Jordan slid in, the cab enveloping her in leather and Alex's scent. Earth, coffee, something feral. Hi, she breathed, leaning across the console for a kiss that started soft, escalated hungry, tongues tangling, hands in hair. The gear shift digging into Jordan's thigh like a reminder of boundaries blurring. Alex pulled back, eyes dark. Where to, teacher? Your rules. Anywhere but here, Jordan said, voice husky, buckling in as Alex gunned it toward I-90, the bridge spanning Lake Washington like a silver thread. Wind whipped through cracked windows, radio low with Fleetwood Mac's Landslide. Mickey's voice a velvet ache. They talked over the engine's growl. Jordan venting family scripts. Alex countering with tales of Mia's free-spirited clan, now estranged. They blamed me, Alex admitted, knuckles white on the wheel, city lights streaking past like comets. Said my lifestyle stressed her. Bullshit, but it sticks. Jordan's hand covered hers, squeezing. It does. But you're not to blame. None of us are. The touch lingered electric as they veered off toward a lakeside pullout, gravel crunching under tires. They killed the engine, silence amplifying the water's lap and distant loon calls. Eerie, beautiful. Alex turned, cupping Jordan's face, kissing her slow, deliberate, thumb stroking cheekbones. You make me want to fight it, she murmured against lips. The blame. The running. Clothes shed in layers, Jordan's blouse unbuttoned under moonlight, Alex's tee rucked up, exposing tattooed ribs. A compass rose, Mia's ink. Skin met skin, cool air raising gooseflesh, breath sinking in gasps. Jordan's nails raked Alex's back, a moan escaping as Alex's mouth trailed fire down her neck, collarbone lower, tongue teasing peaks, hands mapping hips. God, Alex, Jordan whispered, arching, the truck's bench seat creaking under shifts. Pleasure-built title, fingers delving, rhythms urgent, cries muffled against shoulders as climax crashed, wave after wave, leaving them tangled, slick, sated. After, wrapped in a blanket from the truck bed, they stared at stars pricking the velvet sky, Jordan's head on Alex's chest, heartbeat lulling like a drum. This scares me, Jordan confessed, fingers tracing the compass. Them finding out. Losing. Everything. Alex kissed her hair, voice steady. Then we build our everything. Step by shadowed step. But dawn brought the call, Lila voice edged. Where were you? Mom's worried. And Dad. He's setting you up. Conflict crested, sharp as the lake's chill wind. Jordan dressed in haste, stealing one last kiss, fierce, claiming, before Alex drove her home. As suburbs blurred by, Jordan's resolve hardened. The path forked, family on one side. This blazing truth on the other. She chose forward toward Alex's waiting arms, but the storm gathered, thunder rumbling low on the horizon. Love's journey demanded tolls and payment loomed. Weeks blurred into a rhythm of stolen hours, Seattle's pulse syncing with their own. Coffee runs at dawn in Fremont's troll-haunted alleys, where the concrete beast under the bridge grinned conspiratorially. Late-night drives to Alki Beach, sand gritty between toes as they traced constellations, Jordan's laughter mingling with waves' hush. Alex's lens captured it all. Jordan mid-sentence, gesturing animatedly over textbooks, passion lighting her face. Jordan asleep on Alex's couch, vulnerability soft in repose. And Jordan? She hoarded moments like sonnets. Alex's callous fingers strumming guitar strings in her living room, voice gravelly on Joni Mitchell covers. The way Alex's eyes crinkled when teasing, chasing away her own ghosts. But cracks spiderwebbed. At school, whispers followed Jordan, colleagues noting her distracted glow. A student essay on Brokeback Mountain hitting too close, words blurring through unshed tears. Home was sanctuary yet tainted. Sarah's old robe in the closet, a ghost Jordan couldn't donate. One evening, folding laundry to the dryer's rhythmic thump, she unearthed a photo, wedding day, smiles strained. Was it ever real? Doubt not, sharp as the lavender sachets bite. Alex felt it too in the quiet lulls. A gig in Portland loomed, 3 days shooting a music fest, the road calling like an old itch. Come with, she urged over takeout pho in her cramped Capitol Hill apartment, steam curling like question marks, chopsticks clacking. Jordan hesitated, fork midway, the broth's anise warmth clashing with her chill. Midterms next week. And Lila's sniffing around. Saw us at the market. Alex's jaw tightened, setting down her bowl with a soft clunk. So? Let her. But her eyes, wary, wounded, betrayed the fear. Abandonment's echo. That night, lovemaking was fervent, a reclaiming. Bodies slick under the hum of the ceiling fan. Alex's mouth worshipful on Jordan's thighs, eliciting gasps that fogged the bedside lamp's glow. Jordan rode the waves, fingers knotted in sheets, crying out as release shattered. Alex following with a guttural moan, collapsing entwined. Post-bliss haze, whispers turned confessional. Alex admitting Mia's final days, the hospital's bleach sting, monitors beep a dirge. Jordan revealing Sarah's affairs discovered via lipstick on collars, the betrayal's metallic taste. Tears mingled on pillows, cathartic binding. Portland pulled Alex away regardless, the I-5 ribbon unspooling south under rain-lashed wipers. She texted from rest stops. Miss your laugh already, photos of neon-lit stages, crowds a blur. Jordan replied from empty beds, hurry back. Beds too big. But solitude bred storms. Lila cornered her at a cafe, latte foam hissing as voices rose. Who's the butch type in the truck? Mom's freaking. Says you're spiraling post Sarah. Jordan's grip whitened on her mug, ceramic hot. It's none of your business. I'm happy. Lila's scoff cut deep. Happy? Or reckless? Think of Dad's heart. The call ended in static hurt. Jordan fleeing to Alex's voicemail, leaving a ramble. I told her. Sort of. It exploded. Alex's return was midnight thunder, truck roaring up, headlights flooding the driveway. She burst in, rain-soaked, pulling Jordan into arms that smelled of highway diesel and pine air freshener. Hey! Alex soothed, lips brushing temple, water dripping to the hardwood's patter. We face it together. They tumbled to the couch, kisses salt-tanged, hands urgent. Jordan straddling, grinding slow, breaths hitching as Alex's fingers worked magic below, building to a symphony of sighs and shudders. Dawn found them planning over eggs scrambled loose, yolks runny like resolve. Tell them, Alex urged, fork-scraping plate. All of it. I'm not hiding. Jordan nodded, heart pounding, the kitchen's coffee aroma bolstering her. The dinner invite came that week, Mom's voice tentative over speaker. Family meeting. Please. Jordan arrived armored in resolve. Alex waiting in the truck like a sentinel, engine idling low. The dining room crackled tension, candles flickering shadows on floral wallpaper, pot roast steaming accusatory. Dad's prayer droned long, fork tines clicking china. Lila's eyes bored in, Mom's hands fluttered napkin folded. We've heard rumors, Dad started, voice gravel. About company. Jordan's inhale was steel. Not rumors. Truth. I'm seeing someone. A woman. Alex. And I'm gay. The word hung seismic, silence rupturing into gasps, Lila's chair scraping back. Mom's sob broke first, handkerchief dabbing rouge cheeks. But Sarah was a mistake. Jordan cut in, voice steady despite quake. A shield. This is me. Real. Dad's face purpled, sputtering about legacy church. Lila interjected defenses laced with pity. Words volleyed, hurt flaying open, Jordan's cheeks burning, the room's pot roast congealing cold. She stood, chair legs groaning. I love her. That's the path I'm on. Door slam echoed her exit, rain greeting like tears. In the truck, Alex enveloped her, arms iron kisses bomb. Proud of you, she murmured, engine roaring to life. They drove aimless, city lights blurring, stopping at Gasworks Park where rusting tanks loomed like ancient guardians. Under a quilt of stars they made love on a blanket, slow, reverent, Jordan's whimpers lost to wind. Alex's name a prayer on lips. Climax crested, shared, bodies quaking, afterglow a cocoon. But fallout rippled, voicemails from Mom. Pleading then silent. School rumors swirling, a colleague's side-eye over coffee. Alex's Portland shot sold big. But success soured without Jordan's cheer. The path steepened, love's friction sparking. Arguments over Alex's wanderlust, Jordan's cling to stability. One night, post-fight, Jordan hurled. You're always half gone. Alex retorted. And you're chained. Door slams, silences stretched. Reconciliation came raw. A rainy hike, boots mudslick, apologies gasped between breaths. At the fall's roar they vowed. No running. Yet deeper shadows loomed. Alex's diagnosis letter tucked in her pack. Early Lyme from a tick bite on that first trail, symptoms creeping. Unspoken it festered, the journey's next been treacherous. Autumn's palette bled across the peninsula. Maples aflame, ferns turning brass under skies bruised purple. Alex and Jordan sought refuge there often now. The trail a ritual, boots carving deeper grooves in earth as if anchoring their bond. But Alex's secret gnawed, a low fever under skin, fatigue dragging her steps, joints aching like betrayal. The doctor's note burned in her wallet: Lyme disease stage 2. Antibiotics stat. She'd hidden it, fearing the fracture. Not after she just came out. Not when we're finally us. Camera hikes turned labored, her shots blurrier. Jordan's concern etching lines around her eyes. You okay? She'd ask, hand on Alex's brow, cool palm detecting the unnatural warmth. Alex deflected with grins, kisses. Just trail wear, babe, but lies tasted bitter as bile. Jordan's world tilted too. School's halls buzzed judgment. Parents petitioning her lifestyle influence. Principal's office reeking of stale memos and forced smiles. Discretion, Ellis, he warned, door clicking shut like a gavel. Lila's texts oscillated. Hurt them, but we're family. Culminating in a coffee summit where forgiveness cracked open, tentative. We love you, Lila conceded, stirring sugar cyclone-like. But slow. For Mom. Jordan nodded, throat tight. The cafe's espresso grind a comforting drone. Progress fragile as frost. Their nights wove tighter, Jordan's Bellevue home transformed, Sarah's relics boxed away, Alex's flannel draped over chairs like claims. Dinners improvised. Jordan's risotto creamy with Parmesan, Alex's stories seasoning the air. Love-making evolved intimate. Lazy Sundays tangled in sheets, sunlight slanting gold, Jordan's tongue tracing Alex's scars, eliciting shivers and pleas. More, Alex gasped, hips bucking as fingers plunged deep, rhythms sinking to heartbeats. Release a shared supernova, leaving them boneless, whispers of forever. Yet the lie swelled. One crisp hike, leaves crunching copper underfoot. Alex stumbled, knee buckling, vision spotting black. Jordan caught her, alarm sharpening her voice. Alex, talk to me. Face pale against the autumn blaze, Alex crumbled, words tumbling. The tick, the diagnosis, the dread. Jordan's embrace crushed fierce. Tears hot on Alex's neck. Why hide it? We're in this. Back home, doctor's visits tag-teamed. Jordan's hands steady in waiting room's vinyl hush. Prescriptions rattling like talismans. Treatment bit hard. Doxycycline's gut churn, nights fever dreamed. Alex thrashing as Jordan soothed with cool cloths and murmurs. I've got you. Vulnerability flipped scripts. Alex, the nomad, bedbound. Jordan, the anchor, force-feeding broth scented with ginger's bite. Fights flared from fragility. Alex snapping at fussing. I hate this weakness. Jordan retorting. It's not weakness, it's us. Slams, sulks, then make up sex raw against kitchen counters. Plates clattering to floors. Bodies slamming urgent. Cries echoing release. Healing plateaued uneven. Alex's energy flickered back. Hikes resuming shorter. Her lens sharpening on Jordan's resilience. Portraits of quiet strength, eyes fierce over books. But external gales howled. Alex's Montana family surfaced. A letter postmarked Billings, heard you're sick. And still with that phase. Come home, heal right. Rejection sting reopened wounds. Alex crumpling paper in fists. Rain pattering window like accusations. Jordan found her there, curled on the floor and held vigil. Reading Whitman aloud, voice a lifeline through sobs. Winter crept. First snow dusting evergreens like powdered sugar. Holiday loomed fraught. Jordan's family dinner redux, now with Alex invited, trial by pot roast. The table tensed, candles guttering in drafts, Dad's prayer clipped. Alex sat beside Jordan, hand hidden under tablecloth, squeezing Morse, steady. Conversation skirted ice. Weather banal, then probing. Photographer, stable. Dad's eyes like lasers. Alex met them square, voice even. Stable as art gets. But Jordan? She's my north. Laughter nervous, Mom's pie slicing awkward. But a thaw cracked. Lila toasting to paths chosen. Glasses chiming fragile hope. Post-dinner drive home, snowflakes swirling headlights. They pulled over at a overlook. City twinkling below like a promise. You were brave, Jordan said. Climbing Alex's lap in the cab. Kisses melting snow on lashes. Windows fogged. Hands roamed heated. Jordan's skirt hiked. Alex's fingers deft, eliciting moans that steamed glass. Climax quaked the truck. Afterglow cuddling to radio carols soft. Spring's thaw mirrored their own. Alex's checkups clear, energy surging. Gigs booking coast to coast. But success tempted. A month-long assignment in New York, capturing queer icons for a mag spread. Go, Jordan urged over diner pancakes, syrup sticky sweet, but her eyes shadowed doubt. We'll video date. Bridge the miles. Alex left with a kiss at the airport, terminal's announcements droning farewell. Separation stretch taut. Text diurnal calls midnight confessions. Jordan's voice husky over lines, touch yourself for me. Guiding fingers through speakers, gasp sinking across states. But distance amplified fissures. Jordan's promotion to department head, admin meetings eclipsing free time. Alex's immersion in the scene, late nights blurring into just one more shot. A fight erupted pixelated. You're drifting. You're clipping my wings. Screens going dark. Reunion at Seattle-Tacoma was cinematic. Alex emerging baggage claim, duffel thumping, Jordan rushing, collision in arms, kiss devouring amid traveler stares. Homeward urgency peaked. Door barely shut, clothes shedding trail, Jordan pressed to wall. Alex's mouth devouring neck, hands pinning wrists as she knelt, tongue delving fervent. Jordan's cries peaked sharp, legs buckling. Alex rising to claim her own release against thrusting hips. Sated they vowed recalibration. No more miles without us. Yet summer solstice brought the gale's eye. Mia's memorial marker, a simple stone on their trail anniversary nearing. Jordan accompanied, wildflowers in hand, the path now overgrown, thorns snagging like memories. At the sight, Alex knelt, voice breaking, miss you. Found my wild. Jordan's arm around shoulders, they wept shared. The falls roar absolution. Love deepened roots but storm circled unseen. A job offer for Jordan in Chicago, tenure track pulling westward. The path forked perilously, choices looming like thunderheads. Summer's zenith baked the peninsula gold, wildflowers nodding heavy-headed along the trail, bees droning lazy hymns. Alex and Jordan crested the fall's overlook, sweat slicked and breathless, sharing a canteen's cool trickle, water spilling chins, laughter bubbling free. Alex's recovery had forged her sharper, muscles leaner, shots bolder, a gallery show in Pioneer Square pending. Jordan's stride matched, confidence blooming post coming out, classroom discussions on Orlando Electric, students' eyes widening horizons. Their love? A wildfire contained yet roaring, mornings tangled in sheets scented with sweat and sex, evenings on Jordan's deck, wine glasses clinking to sunset symphony, fingers interlaced like vows. But the Chicago offer arrived innocuous. Cream envelope in campus mail, letterhead crisp as ambition. Tenure track, English lit, emphasis on queer narratives. Jordan read it in her office, fluorescent buzz mocking, heart trip hammering. Stability, prestige. Escape from Seattle's parochial stares? Yet roots tangled here. Family mending slow, Lila's brunches, tentative bridges. Alex's world, camera clicks echoing their story. She pocketed it, unread to Alex, guilt sour as overbrewed tea. Alex sensed the shift, Jordan's distractions, eyes distant over dinner's garlic sautéed kale, fork pushing peas like dilemmas. Spill, Alex prompted one twilight, sprawled on the living room rug, Polaroids of their hikes scattered like memories. Jordan exhaled long, paper unfolding rustle soft. Job. Chicago. Big. Alex's grin faltered, processing. Wine through open window, sighing omen. That's huge. For you. But her voice cracked, Montana's pull echoing. Don't leave me chasing shadows again. Debate ignited slow burn. Prose weighed over map spread kitchen table wide. Chicago's skyline sketches. Seattle's ferries curving bay. Cons whispered intimate, our path split? Nights turned pensive, lovemaking laced urgency. Jordan atop, grinding deliberate. Eyes locked as Alex's hands gripped hips, thumbs pressing crescents into flesh. Stay with me, Alex gasped mid-thrust, but Jordan's climax silenced, body shuddering, tears salting skin. After curled fetal, Jordan confessed fears. It's safe. But safe suffocated Sarah and me. Your air. Gallery opening night glittered. Pioneer Square's brick lofts aglow. Wine flowing tart, murmurs appraising Alex's prints. Jordan ethereal in mist, their hands intertwined black and white. Pride swelled Jordan's chest, toasting amid artist's haze, but the envelope burned pocket. A collector approached, silver-haired voice honeyed. Your subject's gaze. Haunting. Lover. Alex's arm snaked waist, possessive. Partner. Everything. Heat flushed Jordan, desire coiling as they escaped to alley shadows, kiss bruising against graffiti wall. Alex's hand slipping under skirt, fingers curling expert, Jordan biting lip to muffle moans, release sparking fireworks behind lids. Fall's cuss brought decision storm. Family weighed in, mom's call tearful, don't go. We're just healing, dad gruff, chase it but don't forget home. Lila mediated neutral, follow your fire. Alex countered fierce. Build here. My next book's us. Shared paths, cross-country queer portraits. We road trip it. Vision sparked, Route 66 echoes, motels neon lit. Bodies mapping states in tangled sheets. Jordan wavered, the offer's deadline ticking like a bomb. Crisis peaked mid-October, leaves spiraling riot. Argument exploding in Jordan's kitchen. Rain lashing panes like accusations. Chicago's a cage with a view. Alex yelled, voice echoing off cabinets. Jordan fired back. And this? Stagnant pond. Plates shattered, ceramic shards skittering like fleeing dreams. Words lacerating. Selfish wanderer. Clinging coward. Door slam. Alex storming into night. Truck tires squealing gravel. Jordan sank floorward, sobs racking, the fridge's hum mocking solitude. Hours later, Alex returned soaked, thunder rumbling punctuation. I can't lose you, she choked, doorway framed, rivulets tracing jaw. Jordan rose, bridging gap. Arms crushing, kissed desperate, tasting salt and storm. They stripped frantic, bodies slamming bedroom bound. Jordan pushed to mattress, Alex's mouth devouring. Tongue laving breasts, fingers plunging rhythmic. Jordan's heels digging back as ecstasy ripped cries. Reciprocal, Jordan flipped dominance. Strapping on, thrusting deep. Alex's pleas a litany, climax shattering synchronized. Dawn found them, whispered, plotted. Decline the offer. Our road awaits. Winter sealed choice. Letter sent. Rejection sting alchemized freedom. Road trip launch spring forward. Truck packed, cameras loaded. First leg California coast. Big Sur's cliffs plunging ocean. Motels creaking under passion's weight. Jordan drove stretches, wind whipping hair. Alex's hand thigh high. Stops yielded shots. Queer couples in diners, elders hand-holding beaches. While nights blurred orgasmic. Shower steam fogging mirrors, Jordan on knees, Alex's fingers in hair guiding. Dawn hikes climaxing, al fresco, gasps lost to surf. Miles mended, conflicts surfacing minor. Navigation squabbles diffused with roadside pulls. Quickies in cabs fogging glass. Deeper they unearthed. Alex's lime scars, vulnerability bared under stars. Jordan's out fears. Affirmed in graffiti truck stop bathrooms. By Southwest deserts, red rocks glowing sunset pyre. Their book coalesced. Narratives woven, photos and prose, a testament. Climax crested Grand Canyon rim. Vast chasm yawning, wind howling prophecy. Storm hit sudden, lightning cracking, rain sheeting. As they huddled tent-bound, thunder sex electric. Bodies slick, Jordan's strap urgent. Alex's nails raking, releases thundering matched. Morning cleared to rainbow arc, cymbals searing. We made it, Jordan breathed, Alex's ring. Simple silver band, slipping finger. Proposal impulsive, canyon vast witness. Journeys forever, Alex vowed, kiss ceiling. Return to Seattle? Transformed. Family embraces thawing full. Mom's pot roast now with toasts. School celebrates Jordan's authenticity. Book launch packed, pages turning like new chapters. Yet the path? Eternal winding. Love's drama undimmed. Emotions cresting endless. Two women, one shared road. Unexpected, profound, theirs.